Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, before I even tell you what today's video is about, we have some things to discuss, okay? Taylor and Travis are now engaged. I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm just gagged. Also, she gave us pictures. Anyway, so yeah, that happened today. Well, did it happen today? Well, maybe it happened. I don't think it happened today, but she announced it today, and it was really cute. She posted posted pictures, and what was the caption? It was like, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, and it was really funny. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, today's video is going to be talking about my god tier 6-star Infinity Star absolutely amazing books, and then we might even talk about some that I think could be my god tier list of books, or 6-star, whatever you want to call. So grab a little drink. I have mine. I just made myself a Shirley Temple, so I hope drinking that while we talk about these books. I don't have all of these as physical copies, so I'll just pop up a picture because I'm a little broke. I'm like trying to be smart about saving money since I'm just 18, but yeah. Anyway, so the first one we're gonna get into, actually we're gonna start with this one. I decided this book, very popular, okay? And like everybody got into reading because of this, and I did too, and I love that, okay? I love being basic. So you can probably guess, maybe you don't guess, I don't know, but that is the A Court of Thorns and Roses. I never say the full name, I would just say ACOTAR, so that's why I was so struggling. I actually only have the first book for this one, and now let me tell you, the first book wasn't my god tier, and I'll tell you why. Is because I got spoiled, okay? Because here's the thing, I like to look on my little cutie Pinterest app and then look up for book recommendations, and then it'll be like quotes or like screenshots of the Kindle app, and so then I get it spoiled. So I took actually a long time reading this, and I haven't ever actually like eyeball read this. I've only listened to it. So basically this one specifically, I don't think it would be as god tier, but if I had no spoilers, I think it would be. Also, I'm really excited because the reason I have just the one copy is because I'm gonna do a reread and fully annotate it, and then do maybe a spoiler reading vlog, or not maybe, I am gonna do that. Anyway, so I just have the one, but this basically starts off, I mean, I'm sure you know what happens because everyone and their mothers, dogs, aunts, uncles, everything has read this book, have read these books. Some people hate them, some people love them, a lot of people love them. I am also one of the people who loves them. So basically this one starts off, you meet Feyre. Of course, she's 19 years old and she is a human, and she kills a wolf in the woods, and turns out that wolf was actually a fae. And basically the fae and the humans had this war a long time ago, so then a wall went up and you can't like get into the fae land or the human land. Feyre's family is really struggling, and she is the youngest. Yeah, I always think Elaine's the youngest sister, but she's the youngest. Her mom died a long time ago, so it's just her dad and her 2 other sisters. And she goes out and like does the hunting and stuff, so that's why she killed this wolf. Anyway, so it turns out that the wolf was actually fae, and so the next night, I think this beast shows up and is like, you need to come with me because you just killed my fae. And she's like, okay, I guess. And basically you kind of go from there. She maybe falls in love. There's maybe like little curse. I think technically this first one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but like, I don't really know, or some people say that. I don't actually know if it says it in here, on here. I don't really think it does. But yeah, it's really good. I really like it. Don't knock it till you try it. Just because something's popular doesn't mean it's bad, okay? A lot of these books actually are popular. Actually, all of these books are popular, okay? They're popular on BookTube. I mean, BookTok, both actually. And I'm sorry, I'm just a basic girly, and sometimes popular means it's good. Actually, a lot of times it means that, okay? Just because something's popular isn't good. Anyway, ACOTAR I basically love this series. As you can tell, it's in my god tier. Anyway, then we'll go into my next series. All of these except for 2 of these series are fantasy. So also this series is technically unfinished, but it's like there's a complete story, kind of. Like, you follow different couples and 2 of them are complete. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it. So the next one is from the same author, and this is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. Oh my goodness. Now, I haven't read Crescent City yet, and I guess a little sneak peek that is in my anticipatory, that word, god tier list. Anyway, but some people can pick favorites out of SJM books. I don't know if I can. I feel like I would have to say Throne of Glass, but I don't know if I'm saying that just because it's the most recent I read, you know? And so maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't pick favorites, you guys. Like, I genuinely can't pick favorites. It's terrible. But anyway, this is Throne of Glass, and this is, this whole thing is a completed series. It's a long series, but it's good. And I have the whole thing over there, but I don't want to get it. So basically, this is technically the first book, but I would recommend starting not with this book, but with Assassin's Blade. Let me just go grab the books that I'm gonna talk about. Hold on. Okay, so I would recommend starting with Assassin's Blade. This is the little novella. It has a bunch of different stories in here that start before. It's like the prequel, I guess. It's a bunch of novellas, sorry, that's what it is, in here. And it basically kind of gives some of the backstory to some characters. And I think the more emotional way to read it would be reading this first. Now, I did read it third, which is another way to do it, and that's like, I don't know what way you call that one. But yeah, but also like do your own research if you really care that much, or like, I don't really care which way you read it. I mean, I do care, but it's not like life or death. Like, if you really want to fight me on it, then just read it however you want. But I would say read this one first, okay? So if you care about my opinion, read this one first and then read this one. But I'll read this, or I'll tell you what this one's about. So this is about okay, also, just so you know, I might say these names wrong because it's a fantasy book, so I struggle, okay? But this follows Celaena Sardothien, and she goes and she's an assassin, and she was like a really good assassin, and then she got caught, okay? So she's like in this little, it's called like Endover or something. Is that spoiler? It's not really spoiler. You get on the first page. Anyway, she's in this little, I don't know what it's called, like slave camp basically, because she's a bad assassin. She's a baddie, okay? She is my top. I can't really make a list. I can't pick favorites, but like, she is my favorite MMC. I'm FMC, sorry, not MMC. She's a girl. Anyway, so basically, one day the like prince and captain show up of like the guard show up and like, yo, we want you to come and be in this challenge, and then whoever wins the challenge is going to be the king's assassin. And the prince is like, I want to sponsor you, and you're going to be my, what do they call it, but like, he has a word for it, the king's champion. So it's like, oh yeah, the king's champion, I think is what they call it. Anyway, so basically this thing, you follow her going through this, basically this challenge. It's like trials. So you go through these trials, and yeah, and so she goes through that, but there's also like some spooky stuff going on, and she's like, oh, something's happening over there, something's happening over there, what's happening? And yeah, it's almost like this and the next one are they're not completely different books, but like, thinking about like when I read this book and then like finishing the series, it feels like 2 completely different things. Like, not in a bad way. It's like what it can just like start off with. So, honestly, this one too. But yeah, so this one is amazing. Also, so for the reading order, I would suggest, as I said, read this one first. But then once you get to Tower of Dawn and Empire Storms, there's a lot in between these, but tandem read these, and you can just search up Throne of Glass tandem reading guide and it'll pop up, okay? That's what I suggest. Some people are like, well, it's just because some people don't like Tower of Dawn because there's a different guy's point of view, like whatever, but they happen at the same time, and I think it was kind of cool because like then I figured some stuff out at the same time. So I thought it was cool. Like if I read them like this one first and or I guess it would be this one first and then this one, I don't think I would have like put stuff together. So I personally think you should read these together, and I like this book. Okay, some people don't like this book and that's why they have to tandem read it, but I think I would have liked it anyway. I just think you should tandem read it because it like puts stuff together and stuff like that. Anyway, so that is my like reading order that I think you should do for Throne of Glass. It's 8 or 9 books. No, it's 8. Okay, so it's 8 books and it's amazing. It's a journey. I wish I vlogged it because it was so good, but I will be rereading it. At the end of this book, I was sobbing. It was one of the first books like it actually had tears rolling down my eyes from it. Like before I had like maybe teared up at like the end of a cute romance book, but this, sobbing, like blubbering. Okay, girl? Yeah, anyway. Highly recommend, highly recommend. Obviously, all of these I highly recommend because they're on my God tier list. Duh. Okay, the next one is a book I just can't shut up about. All of these are books I can't shut up about, let's be real, but if you know, you know. Binding 13, okay? This book, oh my goodness. This series, the Boys of Tommen series, it's just been a journey, okay? Okay. So basically, the Boys of Tommen series, I could grab all of my books, but I don't want to, follows a group of like teenagers, but they also go into their past and their future, well, not their futures, whatever. It follows a group of, yeah, they're all teenagers, I guess, in Ireland, in Cork, Ireland, I guess is what you call it. They're in Ireland, okay? They're Irish, and these are all like technically don't have a plot. They're all character studies. I feel like the first two, or the first two kind of feel like they have a more of a plot, especially the second one, because there's like kind of like a thing you want to do to get someone away from someone. I'm trying to say this without spoilers. There's like an end you want to get to, basically. Yeah, we'll just say that. Anyway, so Binding and Keeping 13 follow Johnny and Shannon. Johnny is a rugby player, like really good. Like, I don't know what the equivalent to like American football it would be, because also I just don't really look up sports. Like the equivalent to my sports learning or knowledge is Hockey Romance or like Sports Romance and Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce, okay? So, and Johnny Kavanaugh being a rugby player. Basically, he's like really good. So like he goes and he plays for the Dublin team sometimes, or like does stuff with the like Dublin team, and then comes back to like Tommen school, or it's called Tommen College, and is like really good. And so basically, yeah, okay. Oh, also he has like a little, it says a hidden injury. So yeah, he's dealing with that because he doesn't want to like say like it's hurting, because he doesn't want to stop playing rugby. He's kind of stupid in this book, okay? You're probably gonna cringe when you read how he talks and like what he says in this book, but just stick with it. It has such a good payoff, okay? Anyway, and Shannon Lynch has been bullied for basically her whole life, at home and at school and anywhere else she goes, basically. And so she goes to Tommen College for the first time because they are like, well, like, so like she switches schools so that she stops being bullied, okay? And basically they end up meeting. It's really funny, meet cute, okay? And yeah, they kind of like, he's just so entranced by her, and he's like a player, like he doesn't do relationships, but he's like, I cannot stop thinking about this girl, what is happening? And then he ends up being like, oh, guys, they're just so cute, and I cannot, like, I think about this series and start wanting to cry. It's really bad. Anyway, so that's what this one follows, and then the next two, okay, and then, so there's this one, and then there's Keeping 13, which continues their story. Then the next one, I don't have it, but I'll just pop up a picture. Saving 6 and Redeeming 6 follows Joey and Aoife. Joey is Shannon's older brother, and basically it just follows them. Redeeming 6, I think, and some of Saving 6, I guess, It has the same timeline as Binding and Keeping 13. A little different though. But basically Joey has kind of struggled, or he has struggled. He's a drug addict. And basically you really, like, it's a character study, so you genuinely just follow them, like, through everything, and then yeah, lots of stuff happens that's gonna like torture you basically. Yeah, it was kind of terrible. I mean, it was amazing, but it was like terrible for my mental health. And I love them, Joey and Aoife. Aoife Malloy, she's such a baddie. Like, actually, she's in my top FMCs. I love Shannon too, but she's like more of a softer girl, which I love. There's like, we need those two. Anyway, and then Taming 7 follows Claire and Gibbsy, and this one really felt like it didn't have a plot, which is like not exactly a bad thing. Lots of people don't like this one as much, because I think Chloe Walsh, which is the author, didn't really want to write this one first. She wanted to write the other one first, so it does feel a little like the publisher made me write this, but I rated them all 5 stars because the way I feel about the characters, I genuinely don't think I can rate a Boys of Tommen book less than 5 stars. So maybe it shouldn't be a 5 stars, like writing wise and stuff, but I personally love it. But basically Taming 7 follows Gibbsy and Claire, and you'll learn about them like you'll meet them in the earlier books as a big friend group, so you meet the other couples already, or like in the earlier books anyway, but you follow them. They've been like, it's like childhood best friends to lovers, and they're like neighbors, but then there's some like, I don't want to say like family drama because it's so much more than that because of like the stuff that happens, not really between them, well, kind of between them too. There's kind of like there's just a big thing between Gibbsy and Lizzie, which that's what Releasing 10 follows. Lizzie and Huey. Huey is Claire's brother, sorry. And Lizzie and Gibbsy are like not friends anymore. There's a big like rift. Like, everybody in the fandom thinks you have to choose one, but you don't. You actually you have to love them both. Well, you don't have to, but you can love them both. You don't have to be Team Lizzie or Gibbsy. You can be Team both. I'm Team everyone except for the villains. Mark, Teddy, Darren. I'm sorry, I don't like him. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I don't like Marie either. I get it that she's also a victim, but she's also like not totally innocent, which no one is. But anyway, sorry. Back to Releasing 10. Releasing 10 follows Lizzie and Huey. Lizzie really struggles. She has bipolar, and like her parents never really knew what to do with her basically. And she has an older sister as well. And then Huey's so cute, guys. But basically it follows them as they grow up, and it just dives even deeper to what stuff you learn in Taming 7. This is really, really dark. For the series, check your trigger warnings, especially for Releasing 10. I feel like it dives into a lot. I mean, it does dive into a lot of abuse and everything, so for this whole series, check your trigger warnings. But I love this series. Like, it's so good. Also, for Releasing 10, if you haven't read it yet, basically it's like Claire and Gibbsy are gonna get another book, and so are Lizzie and Huey, maybe even 3 books, I'm not sure. And then there's another couple. It will be Phoebe and Katie. So honestly, if you haven't read Releasing 10 yet, I would wait until their next book comes out because it's so painful. Anyway, but I still love them. So yeah, I would highly recommend this, but just know they say they're YA books. I think it finally got moved to adult. I wouldn't say they're YA. I mean, technically, I guess I read them before I was adult, but I read adult books, I guess. I wouldn't say they're YA, but so just proceed with caution, I guess. The next series, so I don't have any more of the physical books for the rest of my series. The next series that is got tier is another very popular one, very basic girly one, but I'm a basic girly. It is the Empyrean series, Fourth Wing. This, I'm sure you've heard about it. If you didn't hear about it, are you living under a rock? Genuinely. I mean, nothing's wrong with you, but like, are you living under a rock? No, I'm just kidding, but I'm not really. Anyway, this one follows, it's a war college, and you follow Violet Sorrengail, and her mom is she's like the leader of the riders. Basically in this world you have basically different groups, and like there's like the riders or the scribes, I forget what all the other ones are, but basically it's kind of giving like Divergent, how there's like all the different whatever they're called, like either your Dauntless or whatever. Anyway, that's kind of like how this is. Basically the riders get chosen by dragons, and then that's like the army, because you ride the dragons into war. Anyway, so Violet has always wanted to be a scribe, and that's what she thought she was going to be, but then her mom basically makes her go to Biscayeth, but I can't really say it, but the war college. So she makes her join the riders, and Violet has, I don't know if she has like a distinct, or not distinct, a actual word for it in the books, but basically like her muscles and her joints are really weak, and so she has to wrap them, and she's also tiny, of course, but like it's because she has like health issues and stuff. And so yeah, basically she gets into the war college, and then you kind of just follow her there. And then it also follows Xaden Royerson, and yeah, he basically, she's like supposed to stay away from him because there was like these rebels, I think is what they call them, and like way back when, and his dad was like in charge of it basically, so it was like against his mom, so his dad was like against her mom. This is making sense? Xaden's dad was against Violet's mom, and so they were like, everyone's like, stay away from him, and then it turns out that she doesn't. There's reasons that she can't, involving a dragon. Anyway, so basically, yeah, you go through that. They get powers. They bond with dragons. I love Taryn. He's one of the dragons. He's so funny. The found family is really funny in this too. I love Riddick. I love all of the characters really well. I don't love all the characters, some I hate. Anyway, 3 books are out in this series. There are going to be 5. Yeah, it's really good. I would highly recommend it. Personally, obviously. It's on my god tier. I'm highly recommending it. Anyway, the last one I'm gonna talk about is one I just recently added to the 6-star god tier list, and I just read it in July actually. And this is the Mind F series. This is a dark romance, but I think it's technically called a dark suspense romance. Dark romance suspense. I don't know what order those are supposed to. I think it's dark suspense romance. Anyway, and that in this romance, the darkness doesn't come from like the romance, it comes from like the plot. Basically, this follows Lana Myers. I love her, okay? I love her so much, okay? Like, so much, okay? Anyway, she is a serial unaliver on her revenge arc. So, the people she's unaliving have done very bad things, okay? So, like, it kind of messes up your morals, right? Anyway, but turns out she starts dating the FBI agent that's on her case. And while she's dating him, she even starts helping him solve a different case, because they're both like profilers or whatever. This is so good, guys. So good. And I feel like I don't want to tell you much because it's better just to go in blind. I kind of did. That's basically what I told you. That's all I knew when I started reading it. I loved it. Basically, these are all on Kindle Unlimited. They're really short books. There's 5 books, but they're all under like 200 pages. So I read them very fast. Anyway, it's so good. And there's not like tons of spice. There's definitely spice in it, but it's not like crazy. Like as most dark romance I feel like are. Anyway, so I obviously really recommend that, but also check your trigger warnings as it is a dark romance. Anyway, but that's all I have so far on my list. Hope to add more. So also some of like the runners up I would say would be Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I love that. And honestly, like any of Elsie Silver's books, probably like Emily Henry books. Actually, Happy Place is really up there. But some of the, like, my anticipatory God tier books that, like, I think could make it on God tier, but I just haven't read them yet. The Zodiac Academy series, I'm actually in the middle of this. Well, I've read the first 2 books, and I don't think, like, the first 2 probably aren't God tier yet, but, like, I feel like as we go through the series, definitely could be. As I said, Crescent City could be. I just haven't read it yet. I do want to read it before the year ends. I had some other ones. Oh yes, Magnolia Parks Universe, or the Magnolia Parks Universe, I think is what it's called. Could be God tier. It's a lot of people's God tier, so I want to read that. The Addicted Calloway sister series. What else? Let me look. Oh, I think the House of Devils series could be. I think that's in some people's God tier. That is like the City of God and Monsters series. Maybe Shatter Me, but I'm not sure if that would actually. I'm trying to think of like the other ones that I thought. Oh, it could be Red Rising. I don't know if I'll be able to, like, it might be a while until I can start that. Just cause, like, I don't know if I'll actually like it, but everybody who reads it seems to love it. But I know it's like science fiction. I don't know, I couldn't figure that out. So I've never read science fiction, but everybody who reads it seems to, like, actually be in love with it. So I want to read that. Also, I've never read Harry Potter, guys, and so that could be. Oh, also for my runners up, sorry, I just saw these. Definitely the Windy City series is definitely in my, like, runner up to the God tier. And also the DC Stars series. Those are, like, actually they might be the only sports romance books I've read now that I think about it. That is it for this video. Comment any of your God tier or 6-star reads if you added any this year. Hopefully I'll add some more. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment any video ideas you have for me. Follow me on Goodreads, Instagram. All my links will be down in the description. And I will see you next week. Bye.